got this open. I tried playing with the audio settings, so hopefully stuff will be better. I don't know, still waiting for the notification to say that I'm live. Looks like the stats come up. Looks like everything's excellent. Come on. Let's see, and it looks like I'm live. Okay. Hello everybody, welcome to yet another thing about, I don't know, what's my channel, Rippin' Pepperinos. So I tweaked the audio setting a little bit, so hopefully it'll work out better. I'm not 100% sure. I experimented with the settings. I don't really know a better way of testing this out other than just looking at the recording, so I'm in OBS, so I start recording and then try to hear if everything's balanced out. But hopefully, I don't know, I hope you guys still hear the game audio. I kind of turned it down on my side, so I don't really hear it. Like, it shows up on OBS as playing. So we'll see. Okay. So I guess we'll begin, as we usually do, by playing Shenzhen Solitaire. Yeah, let's see. So I hear it pretty quietly. I'm gonna risk turning it up a bit. Please tell me if there's suddenly like a high-pitched screeching, which is what I heard at one point. So don't know if that'll happen again. But yeah. I don't really know what else to say. To be honest, I'm pretty glad that Jeopardy's over. Still haven't gotten any creeps. Although one thing that happened was that right before I was about to stream, setting up some things, I get a text message from a number I don't recognize. So I assume it was just one of my friends that I hadn't gotten their number. But no, it turns out it was somebody who found my personal information online and was just like, "Ha, this is really creepy." And I messaged him back being like, "Yes, this is really creepy." It was the implied implication of "Why are you messaging me?" And they was like, "Huh, yeah, take care." And then I don't know. I don't. I have gotten harassment through the internet, right? And it's not. I put this link out there last time about big tits for 1,000. So it's really not that cool, you know? I don't know. It's just a little bit mind-boggling because I don't think I'm particularly as scared as other people, particularly because I know let's put it this way, stuff like swatting and doxing just happen all the time. And since I'm aware of it, I'm less scared of it. It doesn't mean that it's still not creepy that it happens, right? So, I don't know. Yeah, playing Shenzhen Solitaire. Let's see, what else happened? Yeah, I am still doing work. It's going pretty well. I have, whatchamacallit. So I've been trying to make this December 1st conference deadline, and the good thing is that our things actually, I've gotten my thing to work, so I'm pretty happy about that, which means that I have stuff to write a paper about. But the thing that I don't really like is that I'm going to be out of town pretty soon, so I'm just very frantically trying to finish up stuff, or at least even get stuff into a state where I can pass it along to other people so that they can work on it. But it's never good. Yeah, I'm not doing too well in this Shenzhen Solitaire game. But I'm just happy because we kind of got our minimum viable product working. Now that there's people in the stream, please let me know if the sound is bad. I tried doing some things because people were complaining about echo last time. So it seems a little bit better. The music's very quiet on my end, but that was never the point of Shenzhen in the first place. Yeah, so let's see, what was else was I saying? Yeah, so we've gotten a minimum viable product working, so I'm pretty happy about that. But it's, whatchamacallit? Still got a lot of stuff to do. I'm working in soft robotics, that's my field. So broad field robotics, narrower field soft robotics. And what soft robotics is that usually when you think of a robot, it's like this hard metal skeleton sort of thing, right? But for soft robotics, so hard robots are bad because one, they're really dangerous if you get hit with one. So that's why in factories, the robots and the humans are often really separated. And two, hard robots can't really get into weird geometries very well. And they can't pick up deformable things. Like imagine trying to pick up some clothes. If you just have a hard gripper, it's sort of hard to pick it up. So that's where soft things come in. But the problem is soft things are hard to make, hard to control, hard to move, hard to sense with. So the thing that my lab is currently working on is an electrically powered soft gripper. And so we've got the baseline working, and now it's a matter of getting tests to prove that it's better than stuff. And I'm still sort of cleaning up the last bit of that soft gripper. And I leave on tomorrow evening. So I still need to pack, I need to do some P-sets. It's just a time. But, yeah. So, a lot of paper writing is in my future. And I'm going to have to work during my trip, which is sort of sad because I think this is a trip that I'm taking with my parents, and I think my dad in particular was really excited to it's like the last big family. It's the first big family trip that we've done in a while. So yeah, definitely, it definitely would be nice to relax more, but can't really do that. So I mean, okay, this is going nowhere. So this was one of the things I was excited about going back and playing some Shenzhen IO because I didn't do any work today. It was all just running around. There was a mini Thanksgiving that happened today, and that was really nice. So, yeah, just like a lot of little nice things, but not a lot of things that are productive. So if I can't be productive in my work, at least I'll be productive in my fake work. So, okay. We were right. I was going through this, but we spent most of the time talking last stream, so a little quieter stream. I'm okay with that. I don't know. Like, I found on Reddit that on r/Twitch when I was trying to set up OBS and stuff like that a lot of people are sort of talking about, it feels really weird being the only person in a stream and you're basically just talking to myself and what's the big deal? And people being like, oh no, don't worry, just keep streaming. Like streaming is supposed to be something you enjoy, and just do the streams that you like, and then the viewership will come, and don't let it worry you too much. But I think it's interesting because since I've already sort of experienced the fame part of it, I'm not that interested in becoming mega Twitch stream big bucks, I've already done that, and it's cool that you can get sort of this meritocracy thing, right? If you want to be a professional sports person, right, you're never gonna get televised until you're literally playing for the Kansas City Chiefs, right? And then it's too much. You're in video games, you're in everything. Any mistake you make is suddenly going to be pounced upon. I'm fine with my 15 minutes, and I'm also fine with using this as sort of an excuse to play games that I've always been wanting to for a while, like Shenzhen or The Witness, or Flash games like we did in the on CMS Power Hour. So I think I'm going about this a little bit differently, which I'm okay with. So let's see. Okay, where were we? So this one is that we get data and we feed it in and out, and then depending on we get a data packet, and then we're told to move it from place to place. Okay, so let's see. What does my current code do? Okay, so I'm not supposed to sleep. Interesting. So okay, I got the data. Okay, so okay. Move 10 to P1. So interesting, this should be sent all at once, so that's interesting. Okay. So I don't think I need to sleep here. So what I really want to do is I want to sleep until I get a value on P0. Because I don't have enough P slots is the main problem with this. Okay. What if I don't even have this gatekeeper? What if I just say I'm waiting until P0 is equal to 10? No, okay, so what I should do is I should start. So I should... Oh, this is literally just what I had. 0. If it's not, then jump to start. Right, and I think it just freezes here. Because this one keeps going, and then this one is sleeping on X naught. Okay, so let's see. Do I need this? What if I comment this out? I think I do. Okay, so I don't need this. Okay, so that's why I had the sleep one in here. Let's try this. Oh no, I do need that. I'm a little bit confused about how this game treats sleeps and stuff like that, right? Because I don't feel like in actual programming you have like these sleep commands. Well, I mean like, sometimes you need a delay when it's like a looping thing, so maybe that's what it is, but I just feel like these like discrete time step things aren't... Well, I guess that's the thing, right? Like in this game they've like very much discretized time, whereas time is actually like a much more continuous thing, so it's a little bit... Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it seems like the logic here of like moving stuff in works pretty well. I really do need... Okay, so it seems pretty clear that I'm not going to be able... I need to connect... Even this like cheat of having both just the data output is like not super great. Oh, but the problem is how do I... Okay. So what I think I'm gonna have to do is that I only really need this final comparison at the end. So, okay. Before I do anything, I'm gonna copy this. So, I only need this final compare at the end. So I should move this towards the end, frees up another space for me to communicate to something else, and then really clear out the crap of this. So, okay, I'll move the existing code here. But I mean, I think it's funny, right? Like, there's the meme about, like, you know, the German worker goes home, and then what does he do? He plays... The German factory worker goes home, and what does he do? He plays, like, Farm Simulator, he plays, like, what is it? Forklift Simulator, and he's just like, oh, this is... But, like, you know... The time at work when I was actually doing, like, a ton of mass manufacturing of parts for mechanical testing, I was like, I don't want to play this game at all. But now that I'm like, oh, I didn't get any work done, and I'm like, very much, I do really want to at least do some engineering work today. God, pathetic. Anyways, hello, Lotus123. Hope you are doing well. Okay, so let's see. So this logic's good. I'm gonna clear out a lot of this lines. So I do still want to keep my data this attached. I do want to keep this attached, and then I think this will help me get out to places. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to want... So I'm going to want one connection to each of these. Like that just has to be. And then I need something to compare to as well. Huh. Because I would love to use one of these multiplexers, but I can't do that because I need to send out discrete values. Which I can't with this. I can only send out 0 and 100 with this. Okay. So, let's see this code. So, great, this gets out all the data. Okay, this gets out all the data. Okay. Let's think. So I want to have scooch. So I want to test if... Okay, I basically want to wait until it's 0. Until there's some value on x0. And then... I'm gonna move 0 to ACC, and that'll tell me how much stuff is stored into data. Oh, okay. So let's see. I'm just kind of doing this by ear. Not really sure what I'm doing. Okay, so let's try this. So this will go to here. So it's the thing that's really tricky is that there's 3 outputs, which is the higher meter and lower, and that's sort of tricky because these only have 3 X bus inputs. So I have to save one for communicating, and then so whatever is going to do all the communicating out needs to have most of them taken up, unless whatchamacallit, I add in more chips. But that seems bad. So we'll think about that some more. Oh, thank you, Lotus. Unsullied Jules, do you plan on increasing your streaming times in the future? It's already quite a bit of a burden on me to make these streaming times. I don't know. I know my friend Extra Tricky does 3 times a week, and for quite an extended period of time. So I don't know. Like I already know that like this streaming hour in particular is bad for Scandinavians. Because my early fans were like that. The OG fans told me that. So, I don't know. Like, it would be a lot easier if I weren't, like, a grad student, because I tend to work irregular hours, and, like, I actually came home early from work. Like, that's what I was saying, I didn't really get anything done, in order to come and stream, so, I work irregular hours, I work late a lot of the time, so, I guess, if I less cared about trying to make regular hours, I would stream more, but, I don't know. It is a little bit of a hassle, because I found out that, when you don't have your, stream, like, if you don't have your streaming setup, it gets really wrecked, right? Like, the one time that I promised my Scandinavian friends, I was like, oh, I'm gonna stream the episode commentary to you guys live. It was definitely very much like, I'm in a classroom somewhere, and I have to set everything up, and that was very hard. How do I have so much time to stream? Yeah, well, that's exactly what I was talking about, right? Like, I came home from lab early to come and stream this, but I guess like I also have to pack for this upcoming trip, so it's probably good that I'm home. I've been definitely sleeping too much at school, a little bit more than I should. And then today I saw somebody like dozing off in lab, just like, you know, the classic like head on desk thing, and I was like, just like, darn. But I guess this is the life of a grad student or something. I don't think like 2 hours. Like, come on, like you derp around more on like YouTube than this of just like, you know, 2 hours a day, right? That's like one way to justify it. I mean, like I said, I like playing video games, and so like having the time to making a little bit of time to just go out and like actually play the games that I've been meaning to for a while, like that's kind of nice. I don't know. So when you guys watch streams, are you really oh jeez. When you guys watch streams, I know that most people just tend to have them on in the background as they're doing other stuff. Actually, one of my friends was telling me that he was like a 24-hour Twitch viewer. So like right when the Pacific Coast people would be going to bed, the like Scandinavian artists would be waking up, so he would be like constantly seeing content, which I just think is so much. Yeah. The purpose of my streaming is to play video games. You know, I think it's nice that y'all are here to chat. Like, I guess you could call this like a vlog, but that seems... I don't understand vlogs. I don't understand why people watch vlogs or like how they're popular or whatever. I guess you could say it's mostly to chat with people. That's definitely the part that I've been enjoying the most about, is just like randomly getting to chat with people. But honestly, like, streaming was mostly an excuse to play games I've been meaning to for a while. Shenzhen was a game that I knew I would be very interested in, which is why I was interested in streaming this one in particular. Yeah, I don't know. I told my... You guys still haven't seen whatchamacallit, Mahita Bell, who is my co-host for the CMS Power Hour. But like in those cases, it's honestly just playing games that like have been recommended to me and are like more on the artsy spectrum. And I really like hearing Mahita Bell's commentary, which is why like, you know, I've even got more games that I want to play, but I'm like, no, I need to save it until Mahita Bell's available. But am I playing a video game right now? That's pretty debatable. Everyone who I tell about this video game to, who like is not aware of Zachtronics, is like, are you sure that you're not getting contracted out by some factory in China to do their work for me? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure, but you know, I don't know if this is a game or not. Alright, so okay, jump to loop, and then when I'm done, I want to do some clear, so let's see, so that would be moving the address, so I'd be move 0 to x3, and sleep 1? This doesn't seem right. I don't think I need the, I'll just keep the comment of like this clear stuff here. So, okay, let's see, and then okay, this one needs to communicate with this one. So I think how I'm going to do it is just having this like X3, X1 connection, and like have this chip just poop out everything to this chip, which will then like dumbly decide which one to go to. We'll see. Okay. Do I do any sports? No, I don't do any sport. Well, oh, I actually do. I do trap shooting. I like trap shooting a lot. I guess that counts as a sport. Definitely need more exercise though. So like one problem with trap shooting is that like the gun is kind of gets heavy, especially when you're shooting multiple rounds, and I need to work on arm strength so that I can shoot better. It's so frustrating because I like know exactly where to aim the gun, but then like I just can't physically move it, and like I actually feel myself getting like short of breath and stuff. So maybe after this conference deadline, maybe I'll start pumping iron, you know, be super buff next time you see me on stream. Do I get enough sleep? No. That's it, enough. No. Boy. I mean, I didn't get enough sleep in undergrad either, so it's not like it's not like it's anything different. Although the one thing that I did learn from undergrad is that if I don't get enough sleep, I like start going a little crazy, and like I was really miserable near the end. Like there was one point where I just started pulling all-nighters reflexively. Like I didn't even have any assignments due. I was just like, I can't go to sleep, and I'm just so used to like staying up like this, and it was just bad. So get sleep, kids, get sleep, eat, stay hydrated, don't, you know, like people keep asking me, they're like, oh, like you went to MIT, you went to these good grad schools, like what are, like, you know, like how do you do this? And I have to tell them, like, you know, please take care of yourself. But then like it's hard for me to give this advice because I'm like, I'm still not taking care of myself, and like my friends and family are like kind of distraught actually that like I just don't, I don't know. Yeah, it's so let's see. So I need to do more pooping out into X1. So instead of moving X0 to that, I should move X0 to X1. So I'm going to move X0 to X3, and this is the location. So once I get X3, so, oh, okay. So I'll have TCP X1 to, what is it? Oh, okay, no, I should just say the 1015 here. Help with what? Like shotgun, or like being less miserable, or exercising more to help with what? Okay, move X0 to X3. So, okay, X0. Okay, so let's move this to that, I guess. Streaming to only 9 people. Wait, why? See, like, again, I'm, like, still really confused why people are, like, I think it's super cool that I, like, know a Pokemon speedrunner, and, like, let alone, like, apparently there's, like, a famous Portal speedrunner following me. Also, Lady Ada, if you guys ever buy any Adafruit products, like, follows me. And I'm like, these are the actual famous people, right? And then so, like, Longer Donger feels like, wow, like, a Jeopardy contestant's only streaming to 9 people? I was already really happy when, like, 3 people were watching my stream. And so there's that glorious moment when, like, 20 people were watching, and I was like, oh my god. Like, all of this is really dumb in perspective, considering that Jeopardy on an average night averages 9 million people of viewership, right? But it's just like, I'm so dumb, right? Like, I don't know, whatever. So yes, a Jeopardy contestant is streaming and, like, playing a dumb game that, like, nobody streams, but I don't care because I like this game, so. Yeah, I should, like, do the thing. Yeah, I have, like, yeah. So one thing that I've noticed about myself is that I'm extremely bad at, like, a daily routine, of, like, eating at regular times, you know, going to bed at regular times, like, all of these, are good for, like, because a routine helps with mental health because you have something to rely on when things aren't going well, right? Like, things that have worked is, like, I've tried meditating, like, a little bit, and I've also tried, like breathing exercises I do all the time. And that's super helpful. But yes, I should exercise. Yeah. Thank you, Longer Donger. I do appreciate the whatchamacallit, the support. But I'm just a grad student who does dumb things like say memes on television. So it's like reality TV. Wait, everybody has real lives outside of the show, right? Like, that's what's the really creepy thing about, like, you know, all of, like, the real person fanfiction, where you're, like, writing, like, fanfiction about real people and using their real names and, like, random sexual encounters, and it's just like, this is really weird, right? Because it's, like, even, like, yeah, I don't know. I appreciate your excitement, Longer Donger. Like, I think other people would probably think it's just as weird for me to be like, oh my god, like, this is a, you know, famous speedrunner, right? Like, definitely, I can't. That's why this explanation of Twitch that I did on TV was so bad, because I was like, 1, I can't use brand names, 2, like, how am I supposed to explain what Twitch is to, like, a 70-year-old who's famous for television, you know? It's kind of like, how would you explain the appeal of, I don't know, analogies to people, something. Okay, I'm gonna basically just keep the same logic of, like, moving this to dat, and then, that seems dumb, like, it seems dumb to have both the, both compare logics, but I guess, like, one is, I guess, like, there needs to be this translation of, like, doing this comparison in remark to the, whatchamacallit, lock value, but, okay, so, if it's more than that, right, because it's the same problem of not being able to connect to everything, right, okay, so if it's more than that, move, excuse me, do these do negative values? I forget, whatever, we'll figure it out. If it's not, then we move -1 to x3, and if it's just move 0 to x3. Okay. So then I want to just poop out the values pretty much. Well, do I? Do I? Because at this point, it's just like redoing the same logic as before. Okay, well, let's see how this works. Well, I mean, like, raise your dongers, right? Like, of course it's a dumb meme, you know, but... you know, I mean, that's the benefit of watching small streams, is that you get the channel host to say your dumb content, you know? It's like... Okay, I still don't understand subscriptions, the subscriptions model, and like apparently I get money if people subscribe to me, but like I don't know why you would subscribe to me. Like, I'm asking my friend to help me draw some like custom emotes and stuff like that, but like I guess it's like you like people and you want to send them support, like Reddit Gold, right? Like it's not that actually that many benefits to Reddit Gold, but it's like a nice gesture. That's probably it. No. I mean, like there are definitely people who are like, if you know what Shenzhen IO is and you hear that description, it's definitely like, oh, 100%. You know, you understand what I'm talking about. But like, especially because by the time that was filmed, that was early September. So I hadn't figured out the CMS Power Hour part of the stream either. So it was just like, I only play Shenzhen IO. I mean, Shenzhen IO is a really funny game if you think about it, right? Like, definitely a lot more than, like, a lot of people are asking me if I played like the Optimus Codex, the new Zachtronics game. I don't remember what it's called, but like, it's like, no, I don't really care about alchemy, man, or like space chemistry. I don't care about that. I care about like manufacturing in China and stuff like that. Man. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's nice. Like, yeah. I don't know. I was really excited when I became a Twitch affiliate, I guess. It also gives me like a few more commands, like this raid command, which I'm not really sure how that's different from like auto hosting stuff. But like I apparently can just like send you guys to places. I don't know. All 10 of my viewers. But yeah, no, I really like manufacturing. I think it's super cool. I took a class at MIT called 2008 where you actually mass produce yo-yo designs. So you like make the mold and then you like do the injection molding process, and it's pretty cool. I also really want to ask the people of this movie to send me a copy, or like allow me to probably not stream it on Twitch because it is like their art project, but I really want to at least like see this and watch it. I'm a big fan of like slow TV in general, which is probably the best article I've seen. Firewood, New York Times. Let me find this. Is it this one? Yes, bark up or bark down. Firewood splits Norwegians. God. There's actually a reference to this in Frozen, which I freaked out when I heard about because it's really funny to me. But yeah, I actually have watched a non-trivial amount of Norwegian slow TV. Oh man, awesome. I'm glad that worked out for you. Yeah. So smash that follow button. Fenestrate that follow button. Smash that subscribe. Lick that like. I'm not a YouTuber. Oh man. Let's see. This doesn't really do anything, I think, right? Because it's just the same thing of like t compare x3 to 0, and then okay. So then I'll plus move. What is it? Oh, rip! This isn't even. Okay. So. Oh. Okay. And this will be move accumulator to, if it's plus, move accumulator to x0, if it's minus, move accumulator to x2, and if it's same, move accumulator to x3, and then... Okay. So I think, like, I'm going to have, move... What is this? So my goal is that I'm going to loop this until like -999. Loop this till -999, and then that's a signal that I'm done. And then like so that way I don't have to do this stuff. It'll just all be based on this. I think. I'm not sure this will work. We'll find out. I've never understood on fleek as a whatchamacallit, a slang term that the millennials these days say. Maybe that's a sign that I'm getting old, you know? Man. There's already something that I was like, I don't know why people like this. So there's a career fair at college, which is like when a bunch of companies come and like try to recruit you for their jobs. And apparently this year, so usually they give out pens and t-shirts and whatever, but apparently this year everyone was giving out fidget spinners, and I'm just like, what a world, what a world we live in. From a manufacturing perspective, the very like low-tech trends are interesting, right? Like even if you think about hula hoops, you know, hula hoops or slinkies and stuff like that, those things are very like low-tech and easy to manufacture. Same thing with fidget spinners, right? It's literally like, and then also the corollaries that happen to it. So if you remember hoverboards, they use this special kind of motor called a brushless motor, which are actually pretty fancy. So what ended up happening is that after like a whole bunch of them caught fire, they were trying to get rid of their stock cheaply, but also because they had spun up their manufacturing engines to just keep producing these brushless motors, those brushless motors became very cheap. So my friends who like build robots and stuff like that, or do like side projects, were extremely excited to get these like very fancy motors for very cheap. So like as a similar corollary, because of fidget spinners, those 8mm ball bearings are also very cheap to get now. So I guess, you know, manufacturing's really interesting. I am 22. And Pixar's up. Did you? Wait, no, I didn't see that at all. What? No, I don't actually remember that in up. I'd appreciate if you could put a YouTube link so I can check it out after the stream. Okay. So let's see. So I'm going to move x1 to that. And then so this loop is what I'm gonna do. Move x3 to, or x1 to, oh, this needs to be x1. So move x1 to ACC, t-compare dat to 0. Okay, move x1 to ACC. And if ACC is -999, then jump to end. If not, then we just yeah, and then end is here. It's going to be slip 1. Eh? No, this doesn't seem right. I should probably sleep 1, jump, loop, and then this doesn't look right. We'll find it. Let's see. This doesn't. Okay, so I do this, and then what do I do? What? Like move x2 to ACC, test if ACC is equal to 0. This seems like a bad test that'll bite me in the butt later. If it is not, if it is, then this doesn't look right. Jump to end, and then jump to loop, and then if this is not end, then let's see. So I want to say, oh, just move ACC to x3. Sleep 1. No, that doesn't seem right. We'll find out. Okay, I don't need this. I'll put this down here. On fleek. Oh, thank you, Neo Illuminatus, for subscribing with Twitch Prime. I appreciate all the subscribers that I get. Yep, thank you. Oh man, I didn't realize that On Fleek came from the UK. That's kind of interesting. Oh, maybe you'll appreciate this. So me and my friends, we have a friend. There's a Cambridge, UK, Cambridge, Massachusetts exchange program. So one of our friends, we made a friend who was doing this. So he was from Cambridge, UK. eventually he went back, and we were like, oh, we want to visit him. And then we remembered, like, because we're a bunch of like meme derps, that like Nando's is a thing, and if we actually went to Britain, we could get cheeky Nando's. So we were really excited about this. But then we realized that like our spring break, when we were planning to visit him, and his spring break actually coincided, so he was not going to be in UK Cambridge. And we're like, darn, you know, where are we gonna get our Nando's? That's when we found out there are actually Nando's in the DC area. So we ended up doing a day trip. Like, we flew to DC, got Nando's, and then like came back, basically. Sure, we did some other stuff. We saw the memorials and like aerospace museums and stuff like that. But it was literally like, we took the earliest flight there and then took the earliest flight back the next day. And that's how we got our cheeky Nando's. You know, as far as I can tell, it seems like cheeky Nando's are a thing that are also said ironically by British people, and then like us Americans are like more excited about it, but didn't know that about On Fleek, which I think is interesting. Alright, I think this might work. No, this is not gonna work, but we'll see. Alright. Moving off to a good start. Okay, let's slap some slickses here. Yeah, no, this group of friends is like the same group of friends that like I was actually trying to call out with the spiciest meme lord comment at first. So Nando's is actually really good. It's got like this Mozambique style spice flavoring with the Nando's. Sorry, with the chicken. And it's actually like kind of expensive. It's like definitely higher end fast food. We weren't expecting that. But it was also really funny because for everyone in the DC area, from the DC area that we told the story to, they were just like, I have a Nando's by my house. I don't know why you're so excited about this. And like when we went to the Nando's, we like went in a mass of like 10 people, and there was like a businessman and like in a suit, and he was just like, you know, taking his sweet time eating his Nando's. Ah, man. Jeez. I recommend it. I recommend if you're in the DC area or if you're in Britain to go get some cheeky Nando's because it's really tasty. It's so dumb. It's already kind of a weird story if you think about it, because the reason why it's called Nando's is that it's short for Fernando's, which is the name of this Portuguese guy who went to some Mozambique street food place, really liked it, bought the street food place, started this franchise. That's the story of Nando's. What am I doing? Okay, too many things are sleeping. Jeez. My guinea pigs are fighting. Excuse me for a moment. Yep. I don't know. They were sort of getting along, and now they're like not again. I noticed it's definitely correlated with like me cleaning their cage and stuff like that. I should be better about doing that, but I don't know. Or it could give them another bath so that they'll be so that I'll be whatchamacallit, better friends. All right, let's check out this clip. It's oh, it's a long clip. Oh. That's pretty good. That is actually pretty good. Let's see. What is this doing wrong? Okay, so move 0 to x3. So... Oh! Wait, okay. Oh, I can add breakpoints in here? Okay. Yeah, that's definitely the meme. It's pretty good. we get QVC and whatchamacallit, HSN. So I actually bought a TV antenna just so that I could watch Jeopardy on my home TV, and then it ended up I couldn't do it because too many of my friends were interested in seeing me on TV, so I only saw one episode using the TV thing. But whatever, at least now we can watch PBS and stuff. And we have QVC and HSN, and apparently my roommates didn't know what that was, so we watched some funny clips. What type of music do I like? I actually listen to quite a large variety of things. So classic rock, French pop, Chinese bluegrass, like basically any genre you name, I probably listen to it. The one thing that I definitely don't really like is I found that there's a genre called like bro country, and I really don't like it. So I used to say that like, oh, if you give me anything, I'll listen to it, but now I'm just like, yeah, here's bro country. I don't like this. Man. I do not mind using old country like George Jones, Waylon Jennings, Waylon Jennings, is that right? That doesn't sound right. But anyway, Patty Klein and stuff like that. I like, yeah, it is Waylon Jennings. I like those old style of country a lot better. But like, especially going to trap shooting, I think a lot of the other people on the team really like listening to country, so we always listen to the Boston Country Station, and it's just so boring, like lyrically not very interesting and stuff like that. And, you know, I mean, I guess like old country is not very lyrically interesting too, but it's more produced, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but I guess what's the song? Yeah, like I guess like to give you a little bit of a taste. A couple of days ago, like I was kind of like letting YouTube just like autoplay, and Cold by Cage the Elephant came on, and I was like, man, this is super catchy. I can't believe I haven't listened to this before. And then today I was just like, you know what I'm in the mood for? 80s power ballads. So I was just listening to that, like Holding Out for a Hero and like It's Raining Men. So I don't know, kind of all over the place. I often feel self-conscious when I put my work on, my music on shuffle. I listen to Pandora. I don't like Spotify in that like I have to sort of manually make playlists. I just like letting things play out. Yeah, but I feel really self-conscious just letting Pandora be on shuffle because like it'll be very random. Alright, move X2 to ACC. It's not, so we'll move ACC along, jump to loop. Wait, this is working, isn't it? Oh, I need to transmit the entire packet. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I didn't know. Okay. Okay, I mean, move X0 to ACC, move ACC to X3, move ACC to X1, move X0 to ACC to X3. Okay, that should, or not X3, X2. That should fix it. Okay, maybe let's get rid of this breakpoint. That's so weird that, Wayland Yutani? What is this? Oh. That would be... Yeah, those two things are pretty different. Oh, shoot. Why is it freezing? Okay. I think that last breakpoint that I had was a good stopping point. Okay. Okay, and then... Why is it stuck on 4? Oh, okay. This sleep one is not good. Okay. Okay, why is it not happy here? Sleep 1... Huh, what's it? Oh, I forgot to put the negative 999 clause in there. End is move minus 999 to x3. Skip 1. Oh, I think it's working. I think it's working. Oh man. Oh, come on. Oh, frick. Me and my big mouth. Let's see. Oh, I need to clear out everything. Okay. Huh. Okay. Okay. So I need to clear out everything. It's not just a matter of... Well, no, it should write it out. Okay. I'm gonna comment this as bad. Alright, let's just keep going. Okay. Okay, so I'm waiting until there's a value. So 301, it gets written over. Okay. 3014. That's okay. So move 81. Oh, I get it now. Like, we repeat this module, so the reason why we transmit the entire packet is because it's going to have that entire module be repeated over time. So, like, until we finally get to the final, like, meter point. Like it passes the data packet to the relevant point. That makes sense. Let's see. Like, this seems okay. I don't know. Because it's doing lower out? Huh? Huh? Oh, it's definitely, yeah, it's definitely this line that I told myself that was going to bite me in the butt. Wait, so what is happening? Oh, there's two indicators! Oh! Oh, there's two, oh, these two arrows! Oh, shoot. I have to, that means I have to connect A1. Grumble! Frick. Ah, shoot. I don't have enough space. I don't have the wires, man. So the problem is that, like, you see these two arrows? So this side controls this arrow, this side controls that arrow. That's why it works the first time. So I need to reset. But I can't do it right now because I don't have A1 connected. Grumble. And I don't really know. So I know that there's problems where if you try to link the output to the same X, like they both try to grab it, which is sort of annoying. Let's see. What would be a good way of handling this? I mean, the base problem is just I don't have enough exports, so. Or X buses, or whatever they call it. Ooh, I have an idea. No, because this one's already full. I was thinking like, ooh, what if I connect the two address ports together? Okay, let's do some. Alright, let's copy this. Okay. Copy. I think well, I'll delete it once I solve it. I don't want to bite myself in the butt that way. Okay. So, let's see. I can probably move this up. Okay. So moving this up. Moving this here, here, here. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm gonna slip until x0. If it's greater, move it to x3. Lower moves it to x1, 2. Okay. So now, if I move this, x3 is data. No, x3 is address. Okay. Part connected to self. Okay. Why isn't it like that? Shoot. Okay. Or well, okay. Maybe I can do it this way. Oh no, x2 is the. Maybe? I don't think this is going to work. We'll try it. Go big or go home, try it, apparently. Okay, yeah, because it's always pointing at the new part. God. So I want to connect it to an address at the same time. And I don't know how to do that. So let's see if we can split up what we have more. So this chip is doing all the logic for moving out like the comparison or okay, all this chip is doing is dumping it out into here. Do I need that? Why did I... Wait, it doesn't really matter. I don't really need this chip. I don't think I really need to dump out the data to it. Because I can just dump it out directly. Okay, so let's try that. I am in the copy of a copy. Yeah, okay. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of... So, let's turn this into a smaller chip. And the only thing that I need is this part. And then this should be ACC. I could even do this. Okay. Okay. So basically, like, what if I just, instead of, like, saving it someplace, I just, like, exactly... Come on, why you gotta be like this? I just exactly move it out. So... So I sleep until x1, I compare x1 to x0, and then I just move everything out to x3. Oh, I still need to get the data out at some point. Okay. Oh. Shoot. Okay. Oh, Control Z works. So I need to. So this thing still needs to get the data out somehow. It's really weird it doesn't allow you to connect a part to itself. Cause like, in actual electrical engineering, sometimes you do want to like connect the part to itself. Like what if you want to ground all the pins? Or ground some portion of the pins. If you mute the video on my Twitch dashboard, I believe the audio is already muted. Yeah, the video on the Twitch dashboard is already muted. Are you getting the echo still? Because I thought I would have fixed the problem by now, because I'm actually doing a totally different audio setup than the first time. Yeah. Yeah, my Twitch dashboard's already muted. Do you hear the echo? Okay. Jeez. Hello? Oh, I do hear myself. God dang it. Boy. It's just really quiet, that's the main thing. Hello? Let's see. Okay. No, I think it might have something to do with OBS, but like, now that you mention it, I can like hear myself very tiny. God dang it. Oh boy. I think it might actually have something to do with... There we go. Okay. Hello? Okay, no. I was thinking it has something to do with the OBS, because you can do monitor only. Okay. Hello? Ah, that's it. It was... Okay, I figured it out. Cool! Okay, now I know for the future. Thanks for helping me debug this, D-Park. Because now I don't hear myself. Ah, man, jeez. Dumb. Dumb is all I have to say. Well, I thank you guys for helping me learn, right? Like, I'm a very new Twitch streamer. Oh, boy. Yeah, don't even watch my early stuff. In fact, you can't even watch my early stuff because it's unwatchable. It's not. It's on YouTube. But okay, so now that I figured out why the audio was weird, now I just want to figure out if Comcast is actually just killing my stream bandwidth. I have a feeling it is, because one time I was streaming for a while, and one of my roommates like came and was like saying, "Hey, can you are you still going to be streaming? Cause the internet is so slow right now." And so immediately I just like stopped. You know, I live with 4 other roommates. It's a time. It's a party. I really like it. So, oh man. All right. Oh, cool. I feel so. Thank you so much, D Park. Yeah, finally figured it out. God. Man. Wait, if there's an echo, you should tell me. You should really tell me about these things. Oh my god. Ah, jeez, whatever. I figured it out now. It's honestly that it's like monitor. Like I'm staring at it right now in OBS. It's audio monitoring, and you have to say monitor off. So, God. Also, like, why are all of the no good tutorial friggin'? I don't know. I just kind of went like half-ass backwards and into streaming. But what am I even doing? I'm just really happy it's working now. God dang it. What am I doing? Okay, so all this pin now is doing is moving out the comparison over, and then. I still need to get the data. Okay. I thought maybe I could get away without using the RAM. That's what I was trying to do. Do I? Like... So the thing that was wrong was this. The thing that's wrong with this is that I need 2 pins to talk to this, when I really only care about 1. Okay, so the idea was, okay, let's just keep the bigger one first. At least this gets it helps me get rid of bridge. It looks a little cleaner. It would also look cleaner if I didn't do this and instead like the sneaky thing like this. Okay. Okay, so okay. So instead of outputting it, okay, because the first one gives me the ID. So wait until I get a command. Just immediately move this to, what is this? Immediately just move it to X1. Get rid of these scrubs. Okay. So, and then save this, move the accumulator to X0, move the accumulator to X1. Okay. So now, then this is when I do the loop of moving X0 to X1, and then this is when I'm done. I guess -999 to X1. Okay. So now I'm just like pooping everything over to this chip. So I should select until X1. Move X1 to, oh, oops. Move X1 to X3, and then compare X1 to X0. Okay. Okay, so I need to move X1 to accumulator, compare the accumulator to this, and now we have a loop of moving X1 to, okay. Move X1 to the accumulator, compare. Oh, but I still need to move what the next value is. The first one is the ID number. Okay, so, oh, I should. What was this before? Okay, so let's see. Move X1 to the accumulator. Compare the accumulator to X0. Whatever it is, poop it out to X. No. Oh, okay, and then, move accumulator to X3 when I'm done. So then there's a pattern of move X1 to the accumulator, test if it's -99. If it is, jump to the end. If it's not, just move it straight into X3. Okay. Okay. I think this is going to work. Okay. It worked for the first one. Okay, let's see what's wrong. Okay. Getting closer. Oh, I moved 0 into the accumulator? What? Okay, it's 301. So move -1. Oh. Wait, no, for T-compare it shouldn't do the ones without. It shouldn't be sending this. That's not in the data sheet. Control Shift 1. This was my key binding, I'm pretty... Oh, no, it wasn't. Is this? Ah, screw it, I'll just do it manually. I don't... Oh, the problem is that you don't have this open. Okay, let's check that key binding again. Okay, there we go. The T-compare, I thought... Here we go. T-compare. If it's equal to... Oh, it's still... Oops. It'll still send 0 out. Huh. Okay. I misread what that did. Okay. Ah, crumble. Okay, so I misread what this is, so it's still going to do this one. Wow, T-compare is a lot less useful than I thought. Because I thought it would be like only doing... Well, I guess that wouldn't make much sense. Ugh. Ah, crud. How am I supposed to do a tri-state condition? Okay, well, I get one more instruction, so... TQ... Yeah. Oh. Okay, it's negative... Send 301 over. And move it out to lower. Yeah. Wait, it did that. Oh, same T-compare problem. Okay, T equals, dat 0, and then turn this to plus. Okay. Oh yeah! Guess whose code works? Woo! Thank you, play-by-play. Yeah, I appreciate it. But, yeah. Woo! It works, it works, it works! Ah, man. Much better than last time, I at least got one working. And I'm happy I got this one, because it was the one I was kind of dreading. Let's see how my stats compare. So Tamini did it much cheaper. Someone did it in like 2? 4? It's crazy. A lot more power usage, a lot more code. So I guess let's see if there's the trivial optimization. Boop. Yep, okay. Trivial optimization is a go. Let's clear that breakpoint. Oh man. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Alright. Cool. Didn't really move my bracket that much. Alright, let's see. What's another... So T-compare not working like I thought is... kinda sucks. Like, if I... Man, there's... No, it just kinda sucks that it doesn't work the way that I want it to. Okay, so I mean, there's the easy fix, which is get rid of one instruction by just doing this. Yeah. Okay, that just saves me one line of code. I'm not really sure why I did that. Whatever. I'm not... Man. Woo. Okay. Mild improvements. Let's check the email. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Mr. Sun's apparently pulling in a lot of resources and groups to create various subsystems. See, I would trust you, Ulili, except you're like a freaking hella hella military-industrial complex person. But I'm just so happy I got this one working. This was such a tricky one. Alright, let's see. What's our next one? Traffic signal. Contribute to a large system. 三好天 is pretty sketch. I don't know. But like these are normal, I guess. I don't know. So let's see. What have they done? They've done aquaponics maintenance, control router for a power system, traffic signal for a 6-way intersection. Make a little city here. Meat-based printer. Meat what? The increase in extreme weather events resulted in food security. Meat-like products. Thanks, Carl. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Hey! Hello, Turbulent Eddie. Yes, this is the game I mentioned during the TOC. I stream this one on Thursdays usually, and then I do something called the Comparative Media Studies Power Hour with one of my friends. So we play more artsy games, and we sort of talk about their use of aesthetics, like interesting gameplay. Like last time I collated a whole group of Flash games for my friend who had never played them before, and we sort of talked about like what does it mean for a medium to die, and like sort of talk about both sort of mainstream games that were created in Flash and artsy games, more of a focus on the artsier games, and talked about like, you know, what does it mean for like all of this art to be going away, and stuff like that. So yeah, but yeah, this is sort of the main game that I stream on Twitch. It's very much manufacturing in China. Like, look, I'm checking my email. I'm learning about Shenzhen, you know. Anyways, thanks for coming, Turbulent Eddie. Alright, I Ching. Yeah. So, this is basically like, oh my god, what was I doing here? I don't even want to look at this. Man, that's the thing I feel for most of these. I think like I know that I work at them at some point, and like I even have the stream record to do it, but it's just like you just like open this up and it's like, oh my god, I don't want to look at this, and then okay, but we are going to look at this. We are going to solve puzzles. I should really do the custom specification one though at some point. Although that's going to be like an actual just like you literally watch me code in Lua. I've never coded in Lua, but you know, just like cuz that one's literally like the custom specification one is this one, and it's literally you create and upload a custom specification to Steam, you know, and like concept spec is here. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me check OBS. Oh no, you can't see this. Okay, there's a Steam overlay, and it's talking about like, you know, people have uploaded their own designs, you know, so like, what do we have here? 7-segment LCD, control signal attenuator, radio-controlled I/O interface. Divisibility by 3? So, like, in order to write these custom specs, you literally, like, program in the game. Or, like, outside of the game, and, like, you have to validate that it works and stuff like that. So, that'll be literally you guys watching me code. And I don't know. I'm not about that right now. I'll keep solving these little puzzles. Yeah. I did summer internships at Square, which is a credit card swipey company, and Apple, which is the company that puts apples on computers. And yeah, so for both of them, I actually went to China and did manufacturing there. In both cases, I was part of the electrical engineering team. One for Square's newest reader, which is the it can take NFC payments and chip card. And at Apple, I was working on the iPad team. So, working on the motherboard for those, needing to know how everything's connected together, literally going to China and like debugging the crap out of these boards, because it's 1%. If there's an error that shows up 1% of the time, that means when you make like 100,000 units, 1,000 units are going to fail, which is unacceptable in terms of like failure rates, right? So that's why, yeah. It was probably because of the overlay. My Twitch stream health seems pretty good. yeah, I don't really know. I also suck at Twitch streaming, and any resources you can give me for where to look up stuff would be dope af, but, you know, so it goes. So what was this? So this is... So the I Ching is like a prophecy book thing. I don't know much about it, but apparently I have some chip that does it. Okay. Button and Oracle. What? Where are these buttons? Is this a button? Okay, button and Oracle are inputs. What? Where even is... Okay. Oh, okay, I assume that's button and the other one's Oracle. Simple inputs connected to an Oracle engine. Displays display output when the button is pushed. This will generate 6 values. I'm gonna look at the data sheet. I don't remember this at all. Data sheet. Okay. I Ching. There you go. Ah! Blah blah. Oh yeah, button. Okay. Creates a hexagram, 6 digital values over 6 time units. Okay. 100 is solid, 0 is broken. Okay. 100 is okay. Oh, I already wrote this out. Thank you, past me. God. Okay. 100 is solid, 0 is broken. The button... Why is it NC on left? What? Okay. NC on left. Okay, whatever. Oh, okay. So, okay, I got it. Why do I have this? What is this doing here? Okay, so I would just, like, output it out. Okay. So check if the button gets pressed. Otherwise, jump to the end. Okay. Move P0. Huh, I guess they are. Okay, move P0 to ACC. Get the second value. Move ACC to X3. Move dat to ACC. Add 1. Check if it's equal to 6. If it's not, move ACC to dat. Oh, okay. Go back. So loop until we hit 6. Otherwise, sleep 1. Okay, this logic looks good. Okay. Oh, why did I stop? This looks straightforward, especially after compared to the last one. Sleep until we get a value. Add 1. What? Okay, to send out to the multiplex, I also need to track the number of iterations. If that is equal to... What was I doing in this? Did that for? Set accumulator... or... Set accumulators... What? Isolate the second value. 0 equals 1's place. What was I doing? I'm so annoyed that the notes also require, they like also fit under the character limit, because I'm like, I don't remember. I guess technically you are. No, I'm putting notes in the spec. This is like the equivalent of me putting notes in the schematic. Like, there's no reason why this should be character limited. Whatever. Yeah, this is assembly. Well, it's like a fake assembly. Let me try to find the data sheet. Data sheets. Let's see. But yeah, so like I am actually literally wiring up microcontrollers and then programming them with this like fake assembly. Shenzhen IO. Here we go. I don't know why this is tagged Martini. But here we go. Yeah, but basically, long story short, yes, this is assembly in a very basic level. So, man, maybe I should... Oh no, I can't update the video quality while streaming. Now I'm curious. Yeah, it's muted. Oh, it is very blurry. Wait, no. Oh, I guess the 480p doesn't really help. Rip. I mean, I turned down the quality significantly in order to do streaming of, like, say, Bastion and stuff like that. But, like, yeah, now that I'm watching the video preview, this is, like, hella blurry. Oh, well. Well, so much for that. I guess I can try remembering to update the video quality when I'm streaming Shenzhen IO, because it's a less intensive game. But I guess that makes sense also why my other friends were saying, like, oh, I don't know what you're doing. Well, I just assumed it was just, like, me talking about engineering. Not that, like, you literally can't see what I'm doing. Oh, man. Oh, that makes me sad. Man, I don't know, man. Like, I can't afford more expensive internet because it's also, like, you know, this internet's plenty fast, right? Like, we're doing Comcast basic level, I think is what we got. I'm actually, like, literally sitting next to the router right here. But, like, I can't justify getting more expensive internet, especially because I work at MIT, which probably has, like, the fastest internet in the world, right? And, like, if I really wanted to get, like, something download intensive done, I would just go to work. But for something like this, right? Like, I have a sick configuration at school. I have two 27-inch monitors, and it's just, like, it feels so good to work on. Like, I have my, like, what is this? Probably, like, 15-inch monitor here, plus, like, my laptop. Maybe, like, 17-inch is this monitor over here. And I'm, like, it's basic, but I'm happy about it, right? But, like, when I go to school, it's just, like, shoo! You know, CAD work that takes me, like, 5 minutes for it to render on my computer, just, like, 0 time on that one. But, like, I can't play video games at work, you know? Like, that's just, no, right? And, like, setup matters a lot. So, it's just sort of funny, right? Like, you know, you work on these big expensive equipment, and then when you come home, it's like you don't have it, even though, like, it's literally right there. But I have morals, and I'm not gonna play video games at work. Man, now that you can't see what I'm doing, that makes me a little sad. I'll remember that for next time, though. No, just write it. Change resolution of desktop for Shenzhen streaming. I don't know. It's very much a learning process, this whole streaming thing. But like I was saying to one of my friends, the one thing that I was really surprised about is like how much it feels like a radio show, you know? Except with more interactivity, and you know exactly how many people are watching at any given time, or listening, I guess, in the case for radio. But, right, because on the very basic level, I'm just literally sitting at my desk, playing video games, and, like, checking the chat, and having conversations with chat. And it's a very lonely sort of experience, which I wasn't expecting, because when you're watching streams, it's definitely sort of like a, oh, hey, you know, isn't that cool? Like, especially if people interact with you, but on the streamer side, it's like a decently lonely activity. You're just kind of going. And then even for when you're on more popular streams, right? Like then, like you can't even interact with the chat. It's you're just doing your own thing, and people are having like this voyeuristic view into your life. I don't know. I think it's interesting. Still don't understand vlogs. I mean, that's also part of the reason why I am doing this streaming in the first place, right? Is because I do video game studies, and I like to work at like trying to understand the cultures that I'm talking about, which is why it was another motivation to stream. And it's definitely like, you know, a different experience. I'm glad I'm doing this. Yeah, I actually had dial-up until 2010. Yeah, until 2010 at like my home in Georgia. So that was, I would actually download YouTube videos on my laptop at school, at like my high school, and then so that when I would come home I would be able to watch them. But yeah, it is a really big jump. Oh man, what was I even doing? Okay, sleep until I get a response on X1. I don't know why I'm adding one. get the... Oh, check if it's equal to 0. Yeah, because DGT versus TGT. Well, I attribute that to getting patience, you know? Of, like, you know, the patience of having to, you know, deal with very slow internet. Oh, okay, this is why I stopped, because, okay. Okay, so, test if that is greater than 4. Let's see. Oh, okay. Actually, no, I'll have ACC and DAT be the 2 values that I send out. So, I think I know how to do this. So, oh, this is why I had the memory thing. That's more trouble than it's worth, to be honest. This also seems like overkill. We'll find out. Okay. This feels like hella overkill. Okay, so... Okay. Sleep until X1. Move DAT to ACC. No, okay, so I want to add 1. Sort of stuck on this. Comp E knowledge required for playing this. I don't think it's required. I think because the datasheets do explain everything for you. I found that having programming experience was very helpful. Like here, let's like here's the trailer for this. So no, I don't think any computer science knowledge is required to play this. I would say like go through the datasheet and try to see how much you understand or like can follow along, especially in the language reference, which is on page, let me see. Yeah, like check out the example circuits on like page 10 onwards. Yeah, because if you understand what's going on in there, then I think you'll be able to do okay. Because like I'll go to the email earlier, but the email does do a pretty good job of like introducing you to the concepts. So like here is like the first thing that you do, and you can see it's on a very small scale. It's pretty limited on the things that you can do. Yeah, so. So I don't think computer science knowledge is required. Definitely be helpful. I took a microcontroller project lab at school, and like again, this is basically what I was doing, except, you know, the Intel 8051 chip is a lot more powerful than this dumb stuff. But it was the same experience of like, okay, how does frickin' assembly work and stuff like that. Okay. So this is what I was getting tripped up on. So I'm waiting till X0 gets a response. Like... Okay, like... Oh, interesting. Huh, so... Nothing. Okay, I get something. Huh. Oh. Oh, but it's blocked on that. Okay. Well, I was just curious how it was going to work out, but anyways. Oh, excuse me. Man, I've been working late in lab. I'm pretty tired. So I guess I'm already extracting the value. So I could... Because D set is set the accumulators are 1 digit to or 2. So I get the second value of it. Yeah, maybe I should just set this to... Send this to x2. So I send this to x3, so I'm waiting for this. When I get a value, I want to deset accumulator. Okay. I'll copy all of this into a note. Let's see. I mean, I think this one is probably this game and TIS 100 are probably the most explicitly programming ones that Zachtronics has done. Because let me look at his other stuff that he's done real quick. Because especially Space Chem and this Opus Magnum one, it's the same programming stuff, but it's more hidden, right? Even though on the same level, it's still pretty hard puzzles, right? Yeah. No, all of these, I mean, it's all the same idea of you program it and you have to really think about it and with a huge amount of complexity. But I think this one is just, maybe you can call it lazy or something, but it's more explicitly just oh, you're actually literally programming. I don't know. I mean, let's just think about the idea of programming games just as a concept. It's definitely blurring the line between work and play, which is why it's amusing. But then other things blur the line between work and play, the whole modding culture in general, right? Of you mod out a game and you're essentially doing the same work that the game devs did by adding in all of these things. Just how, but it can spin off into its own thing, how Dota started out as a mod of Warcraft, right? I believe that's how it started. And now you've got this literally multi-million-dollar industry based around it. I think there's something kind of weird about that, All right, let's see. So move that to ACC. Add 1. Huh. Yeah, but yeah. So but the fans aren't getting paid for their work. There's this whole idea, at least in game studies, about co-creativity and how the fans are creating something just as much as the developers do. And then so then there's this like weird tension that comes around, because anytime the idea of like paid mods come up, people get really pissed, right? But like that the fans are doing the same amount of labor as like the developers do, so it's kind of weird that like, you know, like this act of love or like selling out kind of thing. It's weird, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about Counter-Strike. Yeah. Man. Wait, cause in some sense, like, Heroes of the Storm is like... Oh, huh. No, that is super interesting. Man, I keep forgetting... Cause Counter-Strike is like a hell of a mod off of Half-Life, you know? Wow, I didn't even... Yeah, I totally forgot about that. But, so, man, yeah. Yeah, so there's something weird going on, and like, let me see if I can find some of the papers, that we talked about in that class. Co-creative game studies. The fastest way would be to log into my class. Man, now I'm baited into this. I'll just like log into my class right now. This will take a little bit of time, excuse me, but yeah. I'm really excited about doing the stream. It's definitely going to be have to be what's my password? It's definitely going to have to be after deadlines are coming up, but I'm really excited about having a stream where I just read game studies papers and like kind of comment through it. Because I think that's going to be a fun time. Let's see, logging in. I've two-factored all my accounts after Jeopardy. The first time I was on Jeopardy, and it's kind of annoying, but at the same time, like, you know, it's just kind of what you have to do. So, yeah, logging into my gold class. Oh, this site's actually open to the public. Interesting. Yeah. The definitely the freelance thing. And like, I think for EVE Online there was this really interesting thing here. Specifically the co-creativity. Let's see. Didn't want to hyperlink that for some reason. Huh, interesting. Check out the co-creativity tab. Okay, yeah, so this was a cool class. We would like read we would read papers and then discuss about them in class, and that was probably like my most serious that was my most serious game studies class. I took a film class that was like a lot more intensive than this, but oh, that kind of pasted badly. Rip. Like I took a film class on color and film, which was a lot more intensive, but this one was like the biggest one for game studies. Game studies is also like a very new field and like it's still getting developed. Like kind of started in the 80s. It's sort of similar to like computer science and robotics in that like most of the people who are like founding members of this are still alive, which is kind of crazy, you know. Like think about math. Like you've got famous people who are Newton and Leibniz, right? Like 1600s. We're still talking about stuff from like Euclid that's like 2,000 years ago. You know, it's kind of crazy. What film class did I take? I took color and film with Eugenie Brinkema. It was really, man, let me try to find this And so it was basically, I'll just share with you my final paper from the class. But it was a, how do I describe it? It was like doing a lot of close reading into films. Here we go. Man, like, this is like the most intensive like undergrad level literature class you can take, or like they call them seminar style classes, and it was like cross-registered under the grad class, and like I wrote a lot. Like the grad students were expected to write 20-page papers, but the thesis of this is we traced a figure of the monochrome through Blue, Tower, and Vertigo, noting how the monochrome simultaneously attracts and repulses its obsessors, even as the monochrome space itself fragments from complete visual totality to mere narrative accents. We find that monochrome offers both the hope of life, spiritual enlightenment, and redemption, while concurrently leading to inevitable violence, fetishization, and death. You know, and it doesn't get much less technical from there. Oh boy, what a time. The meme of gay Ben is already taught in game studies right now. Like, I was asked, the same teacher teaches networked cultures. Here, I can find an OCW version. Like, I was invited to be a guest speaker, or a guest for networked cultures, last year when the whole, like, spiciest meme lord thing was going on. I was actually planning on asking the professor if she wants me to come in again and like talk about things, because I love her. She's really great. She's also extremely famous in the game studies community. TL Taylor, and I'm like fangirling inside that I gotta take a class as her. So, well, I'm in robotics. My day job is a robot. I'm a robotics grad student right now. I'm a first year. The robotics community, pretty big, you know, right? Like, definitely over 100 professors, you know, and that's just in the US. Game studies is a much smaller field, unsurprisingly. I don't really know much about the game studies community. I know about the famous people because I've read their papers as part of a game studies class, but like, it turns out, Doc, that you can like go through these OCW notes and like you'll have like, if you just do the readings, like, you'll basically, if you literally just do the readings and then like talk about it with someone else who also has done the readings, then you'll have literally taken this class at MIT, right? Because like, once you get to a certain level in humanities classes, it really just becomes a discussion-based things. Like, missing classes is really bad because you miss out on the discussion, but you just have all these people who have done the reading and who can talk about things on like a deep level because they've done the reading, and that's basically it, you know? Like, what separates amateur game analysis from like professional game analysis is that you're more aware of the scholarly work that has been done in the past. So I'll give you one thing, for example. Do we consider games as just like a set of rules that you follow, or do we have to consider the story behind it? You know, this is a very basic fundamental question, which, like, you know, people on the internet and like blogs and stuff have argued about. But the difference between them and academics is that the academics have done the literature search. They like know what people have thought about. You can even think about this for other fields like philosophy. People have thought about what the meaning of life is, or like how does one deal with death for like thousands of years. And so in order to make new contributions or new ways of thinking about it, you have to know what's been going on in the past. The related work section is what makes something scholarly. But that doesn't keep us from, like, I consider myself an amateur, right? Because I literally just do robotics research, and I've only taken a couple undergrad classes. This does not make me a world-class researcher in game studies whatsoever. But it doesn't mean that I can't be part of this. It doesn't keep me from, like, reading the books that they do and, like, writing my own analyses of what's going on. You know, like, there's a spectrum of things. So, even though you're not at MIT, like, we already release our reading lists and stuff online. So, if you want, like, I could totally be down to have, like, a Twitch book club and, like, read these things and then talk about them. That's basically what CMS Power Hour is, right? It's like, Mahidabel and I want to talk about media outside of just the like class aspect. You know, there's no class that's talking about Antichamber, there's no class talking about Shenzhen IO, but we can still talk about it, still do analyses, and our analyses are not any less valuable than like other researchers. It's just that we're a little less red than they are, you know? So that's basically it. I mean, it's a lot easier to do this for the humanities than for technical stuff, because technical stuff requires technical background, right? But for the humanity, this is not to say that humanities are easier, it's just a little bit easier to get into, because humanities and arts and social sciences are literally studying, you know, the day-to-day things of what makes us human, right? Like sociology is like, how do people socially interact, things like that. So it seems deceptively easier because you experience this on a day-to-day thing, but like there's still a lot of depth into it. Yeah. I know a game when I see that. Does someone say class? I read Marx. The gentle labor will not... I don't remember the rest of that quote. But, yeah. Yeah, no, video games... And then when you also think about the things where people talk about video games, you know... what am I thinking about? Like Gone Home or Dear Esther, and they're like, this isn't a game, this is an interactive movie. So like, what's a game? Probably the best one is like, what's a comic? There's a very famous person named Scott McCloud who wrote this book called Understanding Comics. And one of the things he says in there is that like a one-panel comic is not technically a comic because there's no passage of time. Well, that's kind of bull, I feel like, right? Like if you read like the Far Side, right? I think you'd still say that's a comic, or like Family Circus, because there's like an implication of like an event or something like that, even though it just doesn't have it. I feel like this definitional nitpickiness is a little silly, but yeah. Man, I was hoping someone would get some SpongeBob out of that, but yeah, I'm not a game studies person. I just play one on Twitch. Oh man, this one's too hard. I'm gonna skip this one. Ah, boy. Precision food scale. Oh, I didn't even look at this one. Ah, boy. Oh, I only have 5 minutes left. Huh. I'll check out the new ones that we unlocked, like traffic signal and stuff like that. Emergency is an input connected to a device. Lights are outputs. Cool. Go, no go for 3 different directions. And a hexagonal intersection. Holy crap. Can you imagine a hexagonal intersection? That just sounds so gross. Like, roundabouts are already pretty bad. Control of the light should be sequenced as indicated in the verification tab. Excuse me. So when emergency goes, all of them go off. Okay. Oh. Oh, I have to count the sequence. And then restarting. The duration of the phases are set. Oh, this one seems straightforward. It should just be like... Oh, I can't do... basically loop on and off. On, off. With, interrupt. That's basically what we're doing. If we had interrupts, this would be more straightforward. Although the pattern restarts. Interesting. Oh, okay, okay, hold up. The pattern's not as... Oh, okay. Now I see it. So it's phase 0 on for N, off, phase 1 on for L, off, phase 2 on for Z, off, break any if emergency. Okay. So I can't do a wait for this. This one seems straightforward. Meat-based printer. Yikes. Keypad. Oh, new music. Oh, no, old music. It just sounded... Okay. Eek, meat tubes. I had a friend who went to Taco Bell once, and they said, sorry, we can't give you anything with meat because our meat tube is broken. And I've never found a more convincing argument not to eat at Taco Bell. Valve 0 through Valve 2 are single outputs connected to values in the meat extruder that control whether lean meat or fat is extruded. Okay. This seems pretty straightforward. Of like, you have some multiplex. You have something here, and then it tells you like the layer of things. Anyways, these seem a lot easier than this pocket I-Ching thing that I don't really want to work on. Alright, and as we do, we'll end every stream with some classic Shenzhen Solitaire. So, I just want to say thanks everybody for like coming out to watch. Like I said, I'm not going to be streaming any next week, including this Sunday. So that's this Sunday, next Thursday, next Sunday. I'm not going to be in town. I'm still debating about whether to do that Thursday even, because like I'm gonna be hella hosed making this December 1st deadline. I can also, my friends were also pointing out, it's like, oh, can you even stream at home? Because I have DSL internet. I can try to see what I'm doing. But I might even have to like end up going to like my parents' workplace. They're also professors, so like maybe I'll go into their office because it's a little bit better if I'm not doing it in my office and it's more just like well, I don't have an office. I have a desk that's literally, the robots in our lab have more space than the grad students do. So like I am right across from one of the robots, so anytime anybody does any experiments with that robot, I'm just kind of like listening to it. So yeah. Well, we'll see how much I can stream. I'm very skeptical I'm going to be able to do it over crappy DSL though, but we will see. Yeah, what's up? Taco Bell meat tube or McDonald's chicken paste? I've been having this craving for the chicken nuggets recently, so I don't know what that says about me, but yeah, quick question. So 3 is here. So if I can do this. Yeah. 5 is here. Maybe I can get that 7 out and then. This to this to this to this. Okay, that feels good. Let's see. Impromptu speech on the tenets of Marxism. So, I guess fun fact, I don't actually know any... I've taken some sociology classes, and, like, I know some terms like, you know, reification, which apparently have stuff to do in Marxism, and I just have this funny idea of, like, what communism is. An impromptu speech, like, you know, like, oh man, if I were going to rile up some scrubs in the factory, I guess that's one thing I've done. I've seen a lot of Eisensteinian films. I would have been like, man. Okay, well, so the Eisensteinian films are just like, look at the big corporations like mistreating their workers, and then something tragic happens, like, you know, a worker commits suicide after being blamed for theft, or like there are maggots in the stew, and then the there's no leader in these Eisensteinian films because they're all about collectivism, and then so it's like, we shall not stand for this, and there's like a bunch of jump cuts, and then like, you know, this is not a coherent speech. So I would be like, you know, too long have the gentle labor suffered under the boot of capitalism. You know, like the funny thing is, like, you could make all of these arguments for grad students, because grad students are often not employees about for academic places, because like they don't want us to unionize. So you like actually could make the whole spiel about grad students instead. Yeah, I saw that video. Yeah, no, chicken nuggets are, well, I mean, like, being like Chinese, like my tolerance for like weird foods is like more okay, or like I guess weird foods according to American standards. So like I'll eat pretty much anything. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's something about like being separated from like the actual means of production, which is also related to communism, right? Like you erase the labor that went into these chicken nuggets or whatever. You found a job, man. Both own office and don't have to write grant proposals. So man, so are you a research staff then? Like helping out with projects and stuff? Man. It's funny, even the postdocs in our lab, they still fit like 3 people in an office for the postdocs, but the grad students are all sort of scattered about the main lab area. I swear, it's so crowded over there. Yeah. Communist manifesto. Like, as a humanities academic, like, I guess I'm required to and be like those no good liberals that your good God-fearing parents told you about, but I have not actually read that. What am I doing? Where's that 2? 2 is here. Yeah. College students. Oh man, let's not screw this up. I don't think I screwed this up. Woo! Oh, that's a good note to end the stream on. Winning Shenzhen Solitaire. Oh, yes. Yes, that's a good feel. Alright. Thanks everybody for watching. I guess I won't see you until a couple weeks. Wow. Yeah, I need to go pack for my trip. I need to work on PSETs and I need to do research. I think I'll sleep instead of doing any of those things. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.